What's up, everyone? I want to show you guys ACHV technicals. This chart is very beautiful. That's why I kind of want to go over it. I know a lot of people miss some opportunities on this one, and I just want to break it down, right? Since pre-market here, so you guys can see pre-market had a high of 354. It had a nice support at $3 area, but you can see it consolidated at 3, did a nice markdown, then used it as resistance. I was talking to some guys in the chat room to sort of look for that 350 breakover to see a nice squeeze. A lot of people anticipated this one to sort of break down, so they started shorting very early. You guys can see nice little pullbacks here, so they started shorting pretty early, especially here at the $3 area, expecting a nice all-day fade, right? But lately, small caps have been pretty strong, especially biotech companies where they have some really nice news about, positive phase 2, phase 3 data, and they typically hold their gains throughout the whole day. So you guys can see this $3 area being a pretty crucial point right here. As soon as market open, started breaking above this area right here, and at 350 I had a nice pending order, got filled at 350, squeezed around this area, but I was actually looking for a nice pullback before the next leg up, and it just created a very tiny pullback. And I was thinking, well, I saw a big seller going through, and I was thinking maybe this thing is gonna pull back very hard around 350. So I decided to sell my position at 383. Yeah, 383. And as you guys can see, it was just a miniature pullback, squeezed higher here, and then it was very choppy throughout this whole area. But as Chris was mentioning in the chat, you can see a nice support area at 380. You guys can see this nice 380 support. When I saw this double bottom right here, I mentioned in the chat, I said, well, either we test that 450 again or we create the right shoulder on this head and shoulder pattern. Sure enough, you can see how clean this head and shoulder is. The left shoulder aligns perfectly with the right shoulder. You typically don't see this on the penny stocks. It's very, very rare. Now, when I saw this head and shoulder pattern, I wanted to take a short position. So in this area right here, and it's really unfortunate that we didn't see the reaction just because it didn't have um, that much of a range for the next support. But you can see as soon as it breaks the neckline, we started pushing down. I ended up taking a short position on the 380s. But once we started pushing down, I was looking at what was the next support area. But the next support area was pre-market high around that 354, and sure enough, it was valid enough. You can see right here this nice consolidation here, squeezed, okay, took me out of my trade. I got stopped out in this area, and and then sure enough bounced off, used it as support, came back up, and I took another short position. I was looking to add on this possible rejection of 425 area for this resistance right here. I wasn't able to add on this one just because I got caught on this pullback. And you can see this pullback, this really, really nice pullback. I was very lucky to get caught on this one because this was really unexpected. It was very shy off this resistance level right here. And as you can see, once we start seeing this huge markdown, this is literally the biggest red candle throughout the whole day. People take notice, they find that weakness, and they capitalize on it. You can see this 380 level playing again as resistance right here. Reject price action rejecting this level, taking another leg down, and then using this 354 pre-market high as resistance again, taken another leg down. So it's been doing a lot of markdowns lately, and I'm still holding a small position short and looking for this $3 area to cover. So I think $3 is a pretty valid point. I'm willing to hold it and for a possible test of this 350 and then rejection come back again. But as far as right now, I'm actually trading with a small size position. My full size position is 2,000 shares, and it's just because I've been breaking a lot of my rules, right? One thing that I am struggling with is being greedy. So a lot of times, especially yesterday, yesterday I shorted ZSAN, and I was up, a little bit over 2,000 bucks. And I said, well, I need to take profit, but I just didn't listen to myself. I said, well, this thing's been running or grinding up all day, and it's finally finding weakness. So I was looking for a bigger move than expected, and of course I didn't get that. The stock reversed, it squeezed, and I got stopped out for a loss. So I'm trying to avoid, especially having that greed, taking profits where I should, and not making my losses so big. Because whenever I was into a full size position, I was taking, 3,000, $4,000 losses every single day. So I was like, I need to basically cut my position down until I get over that fact. I was over it before where I was trading, 10,000 shares, 15,000 shares, and I was taking profits too early. And I think sizing really does matter whenever it comes to either finding greed or taking profits too early. Now, typically for me, whenever I have a full size position or a big position like 10,000 shares or 15,000 shares, I take profits too early because I do feel a little bit uncomfortable since I have such a big position, and I just kind of want to minimize my risk. Now, opposed to having a small position, I'm used to making large profits. So if I'm up $2,000, I just feel like it's not enough, and I want to capitalize more on it. So that's that's just being greedy on my part, because if I look at it per share, I was up, 30, 40 cents per share, and that's good enough. Now, if I would have had a bigger size position, 30, 40 cents a share, I think that's great. But whenever I have a 2,000 share position, it's just not enough for me. And I need to change that mindset, especially when I'm going from a big position to a small position, change my mindset as far as, not being greedy and also cutting my losses quickly. That's it for the day, guys. I just want to show you guys this really nice chart, how it was setting up real nicely to a long side and the short side. That nice head and shoulders. Find that weakness right there and all the markdowns. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to message me. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.